Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whenever it is you're tuning in. Welcome to Ticket Price, the only show on the internet that asks the question that matters. Are these movies worth the ticket price? In other words, are they worth your time and money? Thank you for tuning in. With you as always, my name is Jake. I am the co-host and voice of the show. And with me as always, co-host extraordinaire and the only man who has no documented whereabouts between the years of 1986 and 1991. Tevis at Master Control. Tevis, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited for what we're doing today. I don't know why.
Yeah, why are you so giddy today?
I have no idea, honestly.
What's in that cup? What do you...
Mind your business.
You know, you've made multiple trips upstairs to get more coffee.
It's delicious.
Good to the last drop, mother.
Whoa! Too much vodka in that one.
There it is. You gotta get your ratios just right.
I know.
That's really the problem. You gotta get those ratios right.
Fill the cup about this full. Almost
Well,
to the
hold
top.
it up
Almost
for the camera. Let the people see.
Almost to the top right here with vodka. And then an eyedropper or two of coffee, and you got a perfect mixture.
Isn't that how Elton John used to take his orange juice in the morning?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good Lord. All right. Today, episode 92, by the way.
We're almost there. We're almost to 100.
And then we stop.
And then we're done.
After receiving a massive write-in campaign for us to stop. But we're not, because today...
Like, we just got our camera up, and you want us to stop already? They're like, yeah, we saw your faces.
I was going to say, there might be a correlation there. There might be some sort of direct evidence. But today, the direct evidence is pointing us to the sequel everyone's been waiting for.
Not everyone.
Everyone's been waiting for. Lethal Weapon 4.
Yay.
Are you giving away content?
So excited.
Are you giving away content? I feel like you're giving away content again.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to see.
I love now I can just fish to the camera. This makes me...
It's like Woody from Toy Story.
Wait, which one?
The first one.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I don't remember what was said between the two characters, but
I probably do.
When he does that deadpan look at the camera,
Oh,
the animator didn't have time to do anything with him, with Woody, so they just did that to show their progress to the director or whoever, and they loved it so much they're like, leave it, it's great, I love it.
Isn't that when Buzz is getting all super space rangery again?
I think so.
And Woody's just done with
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, it was, oh my God, it's so good.
Are we talking about Toy Story?
No.
Do you want to talk about Toy Story?
Yes.
No, we're talking about Lethal Weapon 4. Released in 1998.
What a wonderful year. I don't remember a damn thing about 98. Not even gonna lie.
Maybe that's why it was a wonderful year. I can't actually, like you, I can't think of anything that was overly pressing.
You know, I know
no major crises.
Y2K thing was kind of...
We were getting the ball rolling on that hysteria, but we weren't hysterical about it yet.
No, not yet.
Honestly, The Matrix did no favors with that.
Oh, absolutely.
Lethal Weapon 4, written by Shane Black, Jonathan Limkin, and Alfred Goh. Couldn't find a straight answer, so question.
I don't think Shane Black had anything to do with this.
Thank you. That was my question.
Yeah. I think it's just because he had the characters.
Yeah, because it was like, based off characters created by...
His concept.
Yeah. So this is not a true 3-writer scenario.
No, and maybe they used like a scene that he had written for a previous movie or something.
Oh, or
because I...
borrowed some dialogue or...
Yeah, it feels... This movie feels very much cobbled together with different ideas from past films.
A little bit.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
directed by Richard Donner, starring Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. Now, you wanted to do something. You wanted to just ruin everyone's day today. Because you don't think we were being fair and honest and forthright with the people.
Correct. I know what you're talking about now. And honestly, I didn't even do any digging into it. And I feel like I missed the boat on that.
I didn't do any digging into it because this is your thing.
I know. I
So
know.
I didn't.
I'd honestly had forgotten.
While Tevis does work, he feels that we have not covered the Mel Gibson controversies in the same way that we have with other people. So, to appease Tevis and the people, to show that we are fair, and that I'm not just protecting my boy, Tevis wants to bring up the controversies. Now, I have a question. Because I need help figuring out what we're talking about.
Which one of the controversies?
Are we talking about the sexist comments?
No.
Are we talking about the DUIs?
No.
Are we talking about the racial comments?
No.
Are we talking about the anti-Semitic comments?
No.
What are we talking about? Wait a minute.
All of it.
Oh, okay. No, then I believe the answer to all of my questions would have been yes.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I was going to say, is there something I don't remember?
Yeah, no. Honestly, there's just so much to talk about on this.
So he got pulled over for the DUI and called the cop sugar tits. I remember that. Especially around Passion of the Christ era, he made some very ignorant comments about the Jewish people. Then there was the, I believe now it's safe to say, ex-girlfriend, but at the time, girlfriend, and there were some voicemails that involved a particular N-word.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. Then in 2006, he was arrested on suspicion of drunk driving in Malibu.
Is that honestly the first time?
No, but
I was going to say you could tell Mel was born in Australia because apparently alcohol and driving mixes in his mind.
But the sheriff's deputy, when they were talking to him, Mel Gibson said, because fucking Jews. The Jews are responsible for all the wars in this world. Are you a Jew?
Oh my God.
And the deputy,
are you a Jew?
Are you a Jew? But even the deputy said, he goes, Gibson continually threatened me saying he owns Malibu and will spend all of his money to get even with me.
I've not heard that one.
Yeah. And then before he put him in the car, after he handcuffed him and put him in the car, he says, fucking Jews.
Now, what is the officer's name?
The officer is Deputy James Mee.
Me?
M-E-E.
I don't know the heritage of the last name. Mee.
I don't either. So
I could look it up,
but no, that's all we need to touch on. I just thought we should be fair because we've done a number of Mel Gibson movies and we haven't touched it, but we did touch on it when we did other actors and actresses.
Yeah.
So I just thought we should be fair.
Oh wait, actresses?
Oh, I just threw that. I didn't know for sure if we.
I don't think this segment has ever come up in regards to an actress or a female director or,
that is true.
See, they have an unfair advantage though. They're not controlled by their penises because they don't have penises.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like legless man climbs Mount Everest. What's your excuse? My legs hurt.
Moving on.
You know that joke. Come on now. Don't snowflake on me. How do I put this? I have no comment or defense. for any of that. I do know that he was blacklisted for years and years.
Quite some time, yes.
And still,
kind of, yeah.
He's doing work now, but there's also a reason he's doing the projects he's doing, like Monster Summer and Fat Man.
Yep.
And there's one where I forgot the name of it. I've watched it, but there's the one where he's a radio show host.
Oh,
and
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That one's not good either. He's good.
Yeah.
But that movie's not good.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know, and that all stems from that. God, there's too much hate in this world. Like,
yeah, there's way too much
ignorance and hate.
Life's too short to be so angry and ignorant over shit that doesn't matter. Like, just live your life, let others live theirs. And
why does it matter? But you know what? He didn't assault anyone with his penis.
That we know of.
Which is a first for this.
There we go.
Segment. Although remember he was in more recent times, pre or post Blacklist, he was on Stephen Colbert. And they did a skit where it was like them having a picnic out, you know, looking up at the stars kind of a thing. And Colbert did an interview with him essentially. And one of the questions was, if you could go back in time and give your younger self advice, what would you say? And, you know, Mel thinks about it. And he's like, honestly, I would just tell younger me. I mean, they're talking about the incidents without directly, you know.
Oh, yeah, without referencing them.
But it's like, directly. You know, and he's like, honestly, I would just tell myself to just shut up, to just stop. You know, I hope he, in the years of out of the spotlight, he has grown and matured.
We can hope.
He hasn't assaulted anyone with his penis.
There we go.
That we know of. God, if I can't, I'll be devastated if that comes out.
I could understand that.
When he could just call me.
But then it's not assault.
It can be whatever he wants it to be. If he wants me to say no, that's cool.
Role play however you want. I don't even care.
2 consenting adults can role play a non-consensual situation.
Are you going to be like, yeah, my last name is Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg.
Okay, let's get to the movie before we...
And he's Bret Hart. And he only calls me Bill Goldberg. Here's the thing, Bill Goldberg. Boom! We transitioned into a wrestling reference.
And it wasn't me this time. Yes!
Oh, yeah, like you weren't thinking of Bill Goldberg when you said Goldberg.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Are you happy?
I'm happy.
All right.
Are you happy?
Yeah. No.
Okay, I'm happy.
God, I don't get it. Whatever, we're moving on. I don't understand. And I am an ignorant, hateful man. But I'm not a racist. Oh, good Lord. Anyway, back to Lethal Weapon 4. Budget. Made with an estimated $140 million.
Jesus Christ.
Casting, right?
Did they build the Titanic? Yeah, I mean, it has to.
It has to.
You got
Gibson, Glover, Pesci, Chris Rock, Rene Russo, Jet Li.
Yeah, it
Bill
has to be.
Mother effing Henderson?
Bill Henderson, hell yeah. Who's Bill Henderson?
Oh, I hate you. We'll get there. Worldwide gross. So 140 mil budget.
Yeah.
Worldwide gross of $285.4 million.
It did fine.
Doubled its money. It's a good day. The awards.
It was the 9th highest grossing film of that year.
Oh.
You know what was number 1?
98? No, I don't remember.
Armageddon. You know what that Do you know what movie it beat out for number one?
The other asteroid movie?
No. Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, no! I
Yeah.
forgot Ryan was in 98. Armageddon outdrew Saving Private Ryan.
Yes, it did.
You know what? I bet that's a piece of cinema history everyone's forgotten.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, the number 1 through 10 of that year was Armageddon, Saving Private Ryan, Godzilla. Gross.
I saw that in theaters.
I did too. So I contributed to that shit. I contributed to all 3 of those, actually. So I don't know why. Actually, all 4 here. There's Something About Mary is number 4.
Okay.
A Bug's Life.
Classic.
Mulan.
Oh, wow.
Dr. Dolittle.
Bug's Life and Mulan were the same year?
Yeah.
Hot damn.
Shakespeare in Love. Lethal Weapon 4 and The Truman Show.
Oh, you know what? That's not a bad year for cinema.
No, and
That's not a bad year at all.
I probably saw 7 of those in the theater.
Now, it kind of got brought up. So now we have to, I need your answer on the biggest question from 1998.
Armageddon was better than Deep Impact.
No. Although it's the same question, but the real one.
Okay.
A Bug's Life.
It's terrible.
Or Ants.
Oh, I prefer Ants, honestly.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No one prefers Ants.
I do.
You Woody Allen motherfucker.
No, it's got Stallone.
It's also got Danny. It's Woody Allen.
I know.
Can we as a culture just get past Woody Allen, please? You want to talk about problematic?
Oh, yeah. We're not talking. We can't go down that
Not
hole.
to mention his son is definitely biologically Frank Sinatra's.
Oh.
Do you think at some point he was just like, oh, hey, son, how was school today? And he was like, hey, daddy-o, the thing is, these cool cats. Look at the pictures of them. There is no way that kid is, what's his name, Ronan? There's no way he is Woody Allen's biological son.
We would have to dedicate an entire episode on Woody Allen.
No, we don't.
We would have to if we want to go down this road.
Oh, the entire problematic segment, but just Woody Allen.
Yeah.
I can't stand him. I never. And the people who are like, I love Woody Allen movies. I don't get it. I don't know what I'm missing.
I don't either. I watched a couple and I
don't think I'm neurotic enough.
Probably. But we're doing something better. We're doing Lethal Weapon 4.
I could go take a painful dump and it would be better than a Woody Allen movie.
Okay.
Anyway.
You're not wrong, but.
Ants fight you. Okay, awards. 4 award wins, an additional 11 nominations, and if I'm being honest, it was a pretty good / even mix of good and bad awards. This was very down the middle.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of pro, lots of con. Well, I say lots. There were 15 total nominations, 4 of them being winners, right? But I did write a couple down.
Okay. I'm anxious to hear them.
And the nomination for the Razzie for Worst Supporting Actor.
Oh.
Joe Pesci.
Oh, yeah, no.
And the nomination
no.
for the Stinker Award for Worst Screenplay with more than $100 million gross. It's a really long, stupid title, but Worst Screenplay for a movie that grossed more than $100 million in its theatrical run.
Oh my God, that's a terrible award. It's like any reason to. It reminds me of back in the NFL when Tom Brady was playing in the NFL.
Yeah,
they would figure out any way to make him look good. Like they would show a stat on the screen. Oh, Tom Brady is 4-0 when it comes to playing on Sundays at noon when it's extremely cloudy and slight chance of rain. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And you know what? I think they started doing that with him, but he's not the last one they've done that with.
It got so dumb.
Given that we are in Chiefs territory.
Oh.
Well, don't you know, Mahomes is undefeated when it comes to playing with one glove on his right hand in a mild drizzle. Shut up. Not that I know, because, sporting events are so overly priced that regular everyday people can't go to them.
It's overrated to go to it anyway.
Yeah, but you get my point.
Yeah.
I'm making a social comment.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
Technically, I believe the award is worst screenplay for a movie with more than $100 million gross in the box office using Hollywood math. Is the full title.
Oh my God.
I'm serious. I'm not kidding.
Okay. So that Lethal Weapon 4 won?
No, that was a nom.
Oh, okay.
A lot of positive awards for Chris Rock's big debut.
Did they watch it?
You're giving away content again. I'm just saying this movie had a lot of good and bad awards.
Okay.
So, Tevis, what is your history? The history time. Break open the old album from 98. And what's your history with Lethal Weapon 4?
I did not see this in the theater. I don't think.
The one you missed.
Part of me feels like I did, but the other part of me is like, I don't think you did. So
if you had, it could have been bumped up to what, 6th?
Yes. But I do remember specifically renting this on VHS.
From the Casey's?
No.
Oh.
There was in the small town I lived in, there was another little gas station that had just this little, like 4-foot display had on both sides of movies to rent.
Have you ever been in a Blockbuster?
Oh yeah, but that was, that
or
was
a Family Video.
That was in another town. We had to go all the way we had to go to town, and get in our horse and buggy and go. We'd buy groceries for the month.
Hey, Ma, the mail carrier's coming. Can I give his horse a snack?
Exactly. But this little this little gas station, you could go up to the counter and talk to the old guy that owned the place and be like, "Hey, can I get the book? I want to rent something out of the book." And he would break it out, and it was just filled with porn video. I was like, "Yeah, give me this one and Lethal Weapon 4."
Wait, did he have the book ones on hand, or did he have to order them?
No, he had them under the counter. Yeah. But he had the book out so that you could just take it and flip through them all. And
how often did he let you flip through the book?
I never actually asked for the book.
How many of the pages were stuck together?
I'm assuming all of them.
It just comes out as a brick. A chunk.
That was a good read. Yeah, no, I was too embarrassed to go up and ask for the book.
Man, and again, the guys.
Yeah.
Shameless, man. The ones who would openly go behind in the curtain section of like Family Video. Also, Family Video had a curtain section. Or the gas station book. But for real, it blows my mind. You're just like, no, we just went to insert gas station here and rented movies from there.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
Yeah. I think there was 3 different places in the town I lived in that you could rent movies
felt
from.
Like I was a child and felt like I needed to go home and take a shower after going in a Family Video if we didn't make it to a Blockbuster. Like it was Blockbuster or nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, I know I rented this, watched it, and that was when I was still kind of on the Lethal Weapon high. I still liked the Lethal Weapon series.
So you hadn't
all
watched
the way.
3?
No, I'd watched 3, and I actually still liked it. I don't know why. But yeah, I know. After I finished watching it, I was like, okay, there it is. And yeah. So what's your history with the Lethal Weapon 4?
I have seen this once before. And it would have, I'm almost positive it was with Mom. And I remembered nothing going into this. I might as well have never seen it before.
Really?
But I know I have seen it before.
Okay.
But I just went into it going, And then there was some Sammy Davis, and there was some of those. And then there was a lot of, Anna, and then there was just a lot of, and
Sure.
I had a lot of visceral reactions. But what were they about? You have to stay tuned to find out. See, boom! That's how you leave them hanging.
Nice.
Not just tell them all your thoughts. Don't front load the episode. So, I guess now, are you ready?
Let's do this.
The movie opens. Who the fuck is this guy?
Is it Firefly?
The movie opens as we see Riggs and Murtaugh responding to a call, and they arrive on scene to find a man in a suit of homemade armor, wielding an assault rifle in one hand and a flamethrower in the other, and he appears to just be attacking indiscriminately, walking down the street.
Well, actually, I looked this up, who this character was supposed to be. He was a Norwegian who had flown in from Antarctica looking for a dog. That's why he had the flamethrower, because he was going to kill the dog.
Oh, I thought you meant like this was based on something they...
No, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
It's a Thing reference.
I'm with you now.
Okay.
No, I thought you meant like they had based this encounter off something that had actually happened.
And honestly, they may have, but...
Well, I want to break something up now. In previous episodes, we had linked the Lethal Weapon universe with the Demolition Man universe.
Yes.
Does this guy not complete the chain?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Is this asshole the first one where it's like, here's the descent that leads to
the
Wesley
downfall.
Snipes and Stallone's frozen nutsack?
Yep. Okay. So the opening to this and how they managed to handle the situation. And then the opening to 3, how they handle that situation. These last 2 films, the opening scene, does it not make them look kind of incompetent?
Lethal Weapon 1 made them look incompetent. Murtaugh was lazy, and Riggs was aggressively violent to the pettiest of crimes.
Oh, I'm just talking about the opening scene of each film, of 3 and 4.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the whole series. We already know they're kind of bad cops.
Oh,
There's a reason they're both nearing retirement and are still sergeants.
Yes, and this is kind of leading into the next point that's coming down the road here a little bit.
Okay.
But they did more damage than the guy with the assault rifle and the flamethrowers doing.
That's true. Which the movie will touch on.
Kind of. But yeah, the chicken thing.
So they need to distract the armored supervillain. Riggs convinced Murtaugh to strip down to his boxers and run out into the street, flapping his arms like a chicken to distract the guy, so then Riggs can shoot the pressure valve of the flamethrower fuel tank. Am I describing this correctly?
Yes, you are.
To which Roger does it, and Riggs shoots the tank, which causes the fuel tank to become a jetpack. Why are you laughing? It becomes a jetpack, which then rockets the man into a conveniently parked fuel tanker at a gas station?
Yeah. The explosion was cool as shit.
The guy who propels into the tanker, like underneath it, he explodes, the tanker explodes, the gas station explodes, and then the tanker almost crushes Riggs and Murtaugh.
Yeah, the way the tanker goes up into the air was so cool. But
boom.
But God, these guys should be fired.
Yes.
I mean,
now wait a minute. How could they know it was going to the pack would inexplicably turn into a jetpack? That's not their fault.
No, I'm not just talking about this film. I'm talking about throughout the series. Like They shouldn't even be at this moment.
Not only should they have been fired, they probably should have been arrested
Exactly.
for wanted destruction.
Exactly.
Um,
Okay. What is your thoughts on the exposition dump that we got while they're cowering behind the car?
indifferent. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. We've gotten worse exposition dumps, like entire characters and their sole reason for being is exposition dumps.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, one of us has to distract them. You know, I'm going to go out there. Riggs, you can't go out there. I'll do it. Well, you can't do it. You're going to be a grandfather. Rianne's pregnant. Come on now. And then it's like, well, Riggs, you can't go out there because what's her face is pregnant. You're going to be a dad. And now they're like, we're having this conversation now. Also, they're partners. They're together 98% of every day.
Yes.
We're just talking about this now.
Yeah. They couldn't talk about it on the drive up.
Now, granted, I know they had both been sworn to secrecy by the rest of the family, but like, we got to do this now.
Yeah. And the way Roger is like, Rianne can't be pregnant. She's not married.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Like, when has that ever been a big deal? Like, you're all of a sudden it's an issue for you? Like, he just didn't come off as that type of guy to me throughout the entire series.
Did you watch the entire series? He had a mini stroke when he found out his daughter was in a condom commercial.
Yeah, but it was more of the,
which obviously she didn't take to heart.
It was more of the
talk about
the
not
whole,
getting into your role.
You can't have a kid because you're not pregnant, or you can't have a kid because you're not married.
You cannot have a kid if you're not pregnant. That is factual. That's the first factual thing I think you've said on this show.
Thank you. I wrote that down.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I don't know. It seemed like another contrived bullshit thing that they're.
No, see, I disagree. I was okay with that. That was less contrived to me than like the third movie, and Murtaugh is still worried that Riggs is trying to sleep with Rianne.
That is true. That one was
that
awful.
is of their relationship. That's the worst one.
That is the worst one.
Yeah, because it's like, dude, seriously. Although later in this movie, we see Martin like kiss the Murtaugh family, because in extension, it's his family, on the cheek, and then Rianne comes home, and they go straight for the lips.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But she does too. So I'm going, wait a minute, maybe Murtaugh was right.
Probably it's Riggs' kid.
Well, no, because also remember, so you're worried, she can't be pregnant. She's not married. What about later? Is the father black? He's also very concerned that his daughter's baby daddy is not black.
Yeah. And then when we find out who it is.
Well, we're not there yet.
I know, but I think he would be better off.
Wilhelm scream.
There was?
Yeah. Jetpack Man.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Oh, yeah.
I love that scream.
There's a reason it's stood the test of time.
So good.
I did. I've not seen the whole movie, but I have seen the original clip of the black and white Western of the Wilhelm scream.
Wasn't he falling off a cliff?
No, he got hit by an arrow and falls off his horse.
Oh, okay. I thought he got shot and fell off a cliff. Anyway.
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
Now I'm going, wait, am I wrong?
Probably.
Probably. Wilhelm scream. So, movie moves on, and Riggs, Murtaugh, and Leo are on Roger's new boat fishing. And Leo had reeled in a shark. And now there is a shark actively flopping around on Roger's boat. You saw it was a shark. Why did you bring it into the boat?
Yeah. Cut the string. Cut the line. What are you doing?
Also, Jesus, what line is Leo using to catch a shark?
I don't know, but this shark kind of looked like shit.
It was not a good looking shark.
No,
but I'm not talking about the quality of the effects. I'm talking about the idea of, I didn't see a Quint style chair on Murtaugh's boat. I don't know what it's called. It's the Quint chair.
The Quint chair.
With the harness and shit,
And I have a hard time believing that Leo could pull that in. He had to have had help from Riggs and Murtaugh.
Yeah, so 3 men.
Yeah.
Although, God, between the three of them, they barely have two brain cells to rub together.
I agree.
So while they're discussing what to do with the shark, a large ship.
Well, before we get there,
Okay.
there's a moment where Riggs and Murtaugh are talking, and it starts to get a little bit sentimental. Because Murtaugh was talking about, have you and Lorna talked about marriage, and then Riggs starts to talk about Vicky.
I liked this.
I did too. And then they fucking ruin it because Leo shows up and it's joke time again. And then we never get back to it.
Okay.
But I'm like, can we please have, if you're going to tease it, just one time, I would like to actually go all the way with it instead of having it being interrupted by a joke.
You heard it here, folks. Tevis doesn't like to be interrupted with teasing. He wants it to go all the way.
Don't interrupt me with a joke. Just let me finish.
Is it like a knock-knock joke or like a... I don't know.
No, anything. It's just... This from 3 to 4, they do this a lot.
Yeah.
And it just annoys the hell out of me.
But I like that I was like, ooh, they're setting up a legitimate character moment.
Exactly. That's what I was wanting.
It was nice.
And then Leo.
Leo.
Yeah. But then we get the tanker, the big tanker.
So, well, it's not a tank. It's a big shipping container. Vessel. Ship.
Boat.
Full of trade goods.
Yes.
And it careens towards them. A boat chase ensues. Gunfire is exchanged. And
this thing just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, you didn't see that thing? Didn't hear it off in the distance?
No.
But whatever.
Well, to be fair, I do believe it was running under the radar.
Yeah, but they have ears. And eyes.
Well, their eyes were misty
from the
conversation
talk
about Vicky, and their ears were full of the sounds of Leo.
Whatever.
Talk to the hand.
Whatever.
When he first
got to talk about a stern and the fucking landlubber.
Everyone becomes so fucking nautical when they get a boat. Actually, that was funny.
I did like that. That was
because it's
good.
true. That one was funny. But no, their ears are full of Leo. Their eyes are full of tears. Their minds are full of alcohol. No, a bomb could have gone off next to them. They would.
What was that?
Thunder?
I did like when Roger says something to Leo, the way he says it, and Leo goes, well, why didn't you just say that, Roger? Everybody gets fucking nautical. Everything's a stern or an aft. Yeah, you fucking landlubber.
You're getting real Paul Heyman right now, by the way.
Thank you. Be careful, I'll betray you at WrestleMania.
Oh no.
Just like he does every single person that he manages.
Spoilers.
And I don't even watch present day wrestling that often. But shit, I saw that shit coming. Anyway, go ahead.
Continue, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the boat comes, boat chase, gunfire. Riggs ends up boarding the boat. Murtaugh and Getz fall into the water and are then chased by the shark they had caught.
Yeah, because there's explosions on that. Riggs, I think, causes the explosions.
To be fair, he was not the only one firing a gun around volatile barrels of chemical.
True. But then one of the barrels goes shooting way up into the air and lands on his boat and causes it to sink.
So a bullet hits a barrel of substance, which turns the barrel into a jetpack.
So we have back-to-back jetpacks.
Yes.
Okay. I'm surprised I said that without flubbing up.
It was impressive.
Thank you.
No, it turns into a missile or a missile. Some people like to call it.
It's a missile.
It's also nuclear, not nuclear.
It's also pecan and not pecan.
I'm okay with pecan.
No.
I'm not okay with nuclear.
No, a pecan is what you do when there's no restroom near. You just find a can, you pee in it. That's the pecan.
Relax, Dwayne the Piss Bottle Johnson.
Hey, I grew up on a farm, we had.
Then you just whipped it out and you went.
You can't do that right in front of the family. You got to do it in the pecan.
No, you're a farm family.
You just go outside.
The animals are doing it. You guys are doing it. You just what? Oh, got pee. Hold on. You turned around, I'm assuming, and that's good enough.
Turned around?
Put it away.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
So the barrel becomes a missile, hits Roger's boat, it sinks. Then we get a shark chase. Riggs gets into a classic fisticuff scenario and loses, honestly.
I kind of like that.
This is another character developing moment they do throughout the movie that I also enjoyed.
Okay, and I do have one question. This is Riggs has this laser sight on his gun.
Yeah.
And he uses it here.
Are you talking about the bank shot?
Yes. I thought that was stupid.
I was okay with the bank shot, but I don't think the laser sight would also bank off of that painted metal drum or whatever it was.
It reminded me of video game pool.
Yeah. Well, if I hit here and then you just follow the dotted line. Yeah.
But and I honestly my notes are kind of spotty.
Mm-hmm.
But did they ever bring that back later?
The laser sight?
Yeah.
No. I thought that too later in the movie. I went, where's this laser sight?
That's what I was thinking too, because I was like, did I miss something?
Oh, no. It comes back. The last time we see it is at Roger's house.
Oh, well, yeah. He puts it on Jet Li's chest.
Yeah. That's the last time we see it.
So it's pointless.
Well, no, it's a pointer.
It's a pointless pointer. Him having it is pointless in this movie.
No, he did a bank shot and hit that guy in the butt.
So we use it for one gag.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Boat chase. Now, Riggs and Murtaugh discover that the boat is full of illegal Chinese immigrants.
Yes. And how cool did Jet Li look?
I don't think we're at Jet Li yet, are we?
I think he was on the boat.
No, he wasn't.
I'm sure he was.
No, he wasn't.
No?
No. Because
nope, sorry. You're right. Go ahead.
He's running the club and stuff.
My bad.
He's already in America.
That's true.
You think Jet Li's character's wasting his valuable time?
I was thinking of Rush Hour.
Ah.
Which I'm not going to lie.
I'm choking on your own.
Rush Hour instead of this.
Man.
And they came out the same year, I think. Yes. Rush Hour was the 14th highest movie. Okay. And I have some...
it was a good year for Chinese actors in American cinema.
Yes. I have some casting what-ifs about this movie.
Okay.
So, when we get there...
What if Riggs was Jackie Chan?
No. Jet Li.
God damn! Technical difficulty!
Are you going to die?
I hope. I'm not lucky enough to die, just wounded or maimed.
Now, the original person they went to for Jet Li's character was Jackie Chan. And he turned it down because he didn't want to play a bad guy.
I think that's the right call.
And he got Rush Hour instead.
Which is also the right call.
Exactly.
Now, how do I put this? From everything I've heard, Jet Li's a super friendly guy. But he can wear a serious, borderline sinister face.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he does.
Jackie Chan's face can only be...
Happy Grandpa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't Grandpa at this time, but he's just a teddy bear. Like, and again, he's obviously a badass. I'm not saying that in a derogatory sense. but you can't see Jackie Chan's face and be like, bad guy.
I agree.
It's there. No. So I get it. It would have been interesting, but I think ultimately the movie gods were working really hard in 98 to make sure it was just right.
Yes, they were. And that's not the last one I got. So
So now the police are on scene, and they're trying to round up all the immigrants and get them taken to wherever it is they're taking them. We meet Detective Butters. Lieutenant Butters?
sure.
He wears a suit. I don't know what he is.
So you know who the original casting choice was for him?
Jackie Chan?
No, Chris Tucker. And he turned it down. And he got Rush Hour instead.
Okay, hold on. I'm thinking, I'm mulling. Chris Tucker made the right call for his career.
Yes.
No doubt about that. How do I put this? He wouldn't have done a worse job.
It would have been way better.
Probably, but he made the right call.
Oh, he made the right call. But in a perfect world,
He'd have done both.
he'd have done both. Because I'm sorry, Chris Rock comes off as annoying. His acting is terrible.
Yeah, comes off as.
He's basically just doing his stand-up spiel.
He's doing his stand-up voice too.
Exactly.
And it's really irritating and jarring.
It is.
Although I do love the constant gag that Riggs and Murtaugh go out of their way to not learn his name. And that's really funny to me.
I like that too. They call him butter or
Burger,
biscuits,
burger, booger.
But no, when he gives this monologue of, don't we have enough murder here? We got to import our murder. You know, this guy
fucking dead, man. This guy's dead, man. I wanted to punch him I wanted Riggs to roundhouse kick him in the face.
Please do. Yeah, this is.
Bank a bullet off of somebody's shoe. It'll bounce off of a mirror, ricochet off the boat, and then catch Butters right between the eyes.
Yeah, and Riggs could call it just like a pool shot.
Hey, Raj, watch this.
Yeah.
And it would just bing, 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 dead.
Triple bank, Butters eye. And right. I would be all for it.
Right in the biscuits. And here's the thing. Again, I can't remember which ones they were because they weren't huge or overly important, but like Chris Rock won awards for his and like positive awards for his job done here.
That's what I was saying. Like, did people watch it?
I got to think maybe they didn't.
I don't think they did either.
How the Razzies, was this Chris Rock's first movie?
Not his first movie.
Okay.
But it was his first like big part.
Right, but he technically, if he had done a previous movie, that would have disqualified him for the Razzies' worst debut.
Yeah.
Because this would have won.
Oh yeah. I think whoever nominated him for this, they watched it on mute.
That would have helped.
Yes.
Yeah, and then he does like a 2-minute comedy act on, we got so much crime in LA, now we're importing it. Shut up. Shut up. I'm with Riggs and Murtaugh. I don't like you either. The bad guys from the boat make it back to their base. And there is, and we meet Uncle Benny, who I liked.
He was okay.
And they're talking to a U.S.
politician.
Yeah, he's clearly like a senator's aide or, something. But basically, he was able, under the table, it's corrupt, but he was able to push through 4 completely legal and active
citizenships.
Were they citizenships or they were given
something to that
asylum
effect.
Maybe?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but it was legal.
Yeah, but he has 4 legal documents allowing the I guess we'll call it citizenship.
Sure.
For 4 Chinese nationals.
Yes.
And surprise Jet Li. Or what I thought would be surprise Jet Li, because I didn't know Jet Li was in this movie.
Oh, you didn't?
No! And I went, holy shit, it's Jet Li!
Yeah.
And I got really excited.
Me too. And honestly, when we pulled it from the hat, I was like, okay, I would enjoy watching Jet Li.
Yeah.
And I did. But yeah, he looks cool as shit.
To which, once the transaction is done, Mr. Prudy, the aide or whoever, leaves, and he's parked at a railroad crossing as a train's coming, and then a blacked out SUV pushes his car onto the track in front of the train, and goodbye, Mr. Prudy.
Yeah, I never quite understood that.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I understand they wanted to, I guess, kind of make it look like an accident, but I'm like, you gave him all this money for doing the deed here, but then you kill him?
And in such a way that you can't get that money back?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Maybe it was counterfeit. We already know that they're printing money.
That's true.
And if you noticed, he was counting those old wonky-looking $100 bills.
I love he's holding it up for the camera like,
Actually, my first thought, so they pay him. He's still in their office. And he breaks out the money and starts counting. I'm like, dude, you do that outside.
Yeah.
And then if you're missing, you come back later with a gun. Everyone knows how to do these businesses, but it's rude to count your money. I feel like
what is Andy coming? Oh my God, it's Andy.
I think the kids call that corpsing. No, that's when you're just laughing on camera, right?
Yeah.
No, in Home Alone 2, when the manager is telling the bellhop, Cedric, do not count your tips in front of the customers.
It's been a long time since I watched Home Alone 2, but that's my favorite.
And I don't know. I don't think 2's better than 1.
I think it is.
I don't think it is.
It's just like this franchise.
So Mr. Prudy's gone, and now we're back to Riggs and Murtaugh. Now it's as the little title card, not title card, but the little
Tagline?
no, it's not a tagline.
What are we talking about?
We get a blackout, and then there's a time stamp, a date marker at the bottom of the screen, a little graphic.
Almost 9 months later.
Almost 9 months later.
Well,
so now that
was after the Rocket Man incident, because they were talking about Lorna and them having the baby.
Oh yeah,
and then it jumps. It does a time jump almost 9 months later.
That's right.
And I was listening to commentary with Richard Donner and somebody else. I can't remember who else was there. But originally they just put 9 months later, and the test audiences went crazy. Like, what do you mean 9 months later? The baby would already be born. Like, and he's like, oh my God. Okay, fine. We'll put almost 9 months later. Like what a waste. What a thing to get upset about.
That does make it better for me. I'm not going to lie.
I kind of agree.
All right. I'm good. Moving on.
Meh.
No, I'm good. Riggs and Murtaugh are in the office, and there is a newspaper clipping of Raj's heroic chicken antics taped to his cubicle. And he's getting he's like, guys, it's been almost a year. Stop it. Stop. I'm going to kick someone's ass. Leave me alone. It's gotten to the point now. It's borderline mental torture. Come to find out it's Riggs doing it. I thought this was funny.
I enjoyed that.
Riggs takes it like, damn it, guys, come on. He's your sergeant. We need to. And then Murtaugh leaves. He's like, give it back. He tapes it back up.
Yeah, then we also get the therapist.
Yeah, she comes
Mary
back.
Ellen Trainor for like one small scene where Riggs kind of comes off as a dick.
At the end?
Yeah.
The thing is, he approaches her about a real subject, but it's a boy cries wolf
scenario. He's fucked with her so much that she's like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all. And honestly, I can't say I blame her.
Oh no, Riggs is a dick.
Yeah.
And has always been to her.
Oh, absolutely.
However, they get called into the captain's office, where they learn that the precinct's insurance has been pulled. The company will no longer insure them, and they cannot find an insurance company that will insure them as long, specifically, according to the movie, specifically, the insurance companies will not insure them as long as Riggs and Murtaugh are active as police officers on the street.
They should be fired.
Well, that causes more paperwork. And I enjoyed this because it's also wildly true. You're a boss. You have an employee that maybe you can't fire. And and honestly, they're probably low to middle management, let's be honest. You can't get rid of them without just cause that you may or may not really have, and you don't want to deal with it. So you promote them.
Yeah, that's 100% correct.
So the captain has been given permission to promote the problem away.
Promote them to captain.
So there were no openings for lieutenants. So they were both made captains under a special order from the chief of police.
So couldn't this chief of police just make them lieutenants?
There were no open spots.
But there was obviously no open spots for captains either.
Well, no, there were 2 open spots for captains because they gave them those 2 spots to Riggs and Murtaugh.
That they just made up.
And never did anything with them.
Correct.
Like their duties never changed.
No.
You would think the promoting to a captain means they would be sitting in an office, which is the whole point of getting them off the street. But they're promoted to captains and then go right back to their beat.
That's so stupid. It makes no sense.
I mean, I don't know much of anything, right? But I feel like we've defeated the purpose.
Yes. Yeah, there's no point to this.
No.
It's a laser sight on a gun.
No, that had a purpose.
At one time. This had a purpose too, to get them off the street.
But it didn't.
But they didn't do the thing.
Step 1, we promote Riggs and Murtaugh. Step 2. Step 3, they're off the street and we can get insurance again.
Yeah.
Goddamn underpants gnomes. So they're captains and Butters is coming. And now at this point, Riggs has learned that Butters is the father to Rianne's baby.
Yes. Doesn't Lorna tell him that?
Yes.
Yes. Because Riggs goes back to the house after the incident with the boat.
Yeah.
And this is when we get that terrible. She says, "Well, you've been gone all night." He's like, "Yeah, sorry, honey, had bad Chinese." I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, they make a lot of those jokes in this movie. It's really bad.
But I honestly love this.
Then he looked Lorna, he's like, "Do you have a problem? Are you a Jew?"
And then smacks her. No.
No.
That's true.
No.
Riggs wouldn't do that.
Mel Gibson didn't do that.
I didn't say he did. I was talking about the character of Riggs.
You're making insinuations.
But I love that they haven't moved from that spot on the beach.
The spot that's been gunned down multiple times by bad guys.
Not as much as Murtaugh's house.
Well, that's just the ongoing joke at this point. If something terrible happens to Murtaugh's house.
That poor
Speaking
house.
of people who haven't moved. Man, I got bummed out. How old did Sam the dog look?
I didn't even notice.
He's not a dog person. He doesn't get it.
Yeah, it's okay. But I love how they haven't moved from that spot, but they also haven't replaced the trailer. They've just like cut pieces of it so they can extend different areas of a house. It's so janky looking, but
and now I know where my father got his ideas on home reno.
But I'm just like, if you have that spot on the beach, hell yeah, I'm not moving either.
No,
that's a hell of a spot.
You could at least combine the two of theirs money to get a new trailer.
Yeah, do something. But yeah, that's when Lorna, being barefoot and pregnant, tells him that.
Pregnant, yes, which was kind of an oopsie. And barefoot, yes, because they're walking on a beach. You're making it a weird sexist thing.
I'm just saying. That's what she was, barefoot and pregnant. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yes, but you're using.
Am I wrong?
You're
Am I
using.
wrong?
You're using a very specific term that has very specific connotations.
Yeah, they do kind of make her barefoot and pregnant in this, though.
She's on leave.
Yeah, but they don't really do anything with her.
They made her pregnant. She gets kicked in the face at one point.
There we go. By a barefoot
No.
Chinese man. I don't know.
No, he has shoes. Not everyone is barefoot. Yes, a woman is pregnant. Nothing wrong with that. Yes, she's walking down the beach with her bare feet, like you would.
I was saying that. Yes.
God damn. She was also reading smut books by the new hot author Ebony
Clark.
Ebony Clark.
That is when I forgot.
And Lorna tells Riggs that there's a rumor, there's speculation going on in Eternal Affairs that Roger is on the take.
Yes. Why? Why do we need this?
I was okay with this.
They don't do anything with it.
Yeah, the joke completes itself. They do this as a long-standing movie-long joke.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish they would have done something different with it. It just kind of drops off and
no punchline, and now we can move on.
Yeah, didn't work for me.
Yeah, because apparently you don't understand it.
No, I get it because Roger is a police officer in L.A. and he has enough money for a giant house, extensive renovation because he's got the garage that he built on. He's got multiple boats. So I get it. It's just, meh. I don't know. Didn't work for me.
Well, back at the precinct, Riggs, knowing that Butters is Rianne's baby daddy, he's messing with Murtaugh a little bit. And
are you going to do the...
He may make certain insinuations to Murtaugh that there's a reason Butters is sucking up to him so much. And it may or may not have anything to do with the baby. And it may or may not have something to do with perhaps Butters is really, really into Murtaugh.
Yeah.
To which we then get almost a movie length of Murtaugh being creeped out by the idea that Butters may or may not be gay.
Yes.
See, now I'm in your shoes of like, and this isn't working. I don't.
Yeah, this didn't work at all. It didn't work then. It doesn't work now.
No.
I had a friend that when I was married the first time.
I was just about to ask which time. Damn it, you beat me to it.
You're welcome.
I beat you. I won. I beat you. I won. I beat you. I won.
So I was married the first time, and my wife at the time had a really good friend who was he was gay, but he also did drag shows.
Sure.
So her and I went to this drag show. It was a great time. We had so much fun. And I was like, man, when are we going to go back? We need to go back again. So I invited my friend. That was a bad idea.
Wait, your friend knew he was going to a drag show, right?
Yes. I made it perfectly clear. And we got there. We had a pretty good time. But my wife's friend came up after the show and he was talking to us. And he looked over at my friend and he's like, "Did you enjoy the show?" And he got angry. And he's like, "Why? Why?" I'm like, "What? What's going on here?" And he's like, I'm just asking if you had a good time. Did you enjoy the show?" And I don't remember all the back and forth, but he got it in his head, my friend did, that this guy was hitting on him.
Right.
And it pissed him off. For one, I'm like, okay, if you think he's hitting on you, that would be a compliment.
Yes.
He thinks you are an attractive person. So if you're uncomfortable with that, one, he's not, so shut up. But two, if he was, just say, "Hey man, I don't go that way, but thank you very much." And move on.
Yeah, but I don't even think that response is necessary. He wasn't like, hey, you want to
No.
get a drink after the show? He just asked, hey, you went to a live performance of something, to which you were then asked if you enjoyed the show.
Yeah. But no, I was saying if he would have said, hey,
Yeah.
what are you doing after the show? Do you want to go get a drink or something? And then my friend could have been like, you know what? Thank you for the compliment, but no, I'm not that way. But no, he just thought this guy had asked him a question, and automatically in his head, he's like, oh, this gay guy's hitting on me. Oh, I'm freaked out. I got to get pissed off and be manly.
So when did your insecure friend actually finally come out?
I don't know, because I didn't really talk to him that much after that.
Is he still struggling with that battle? I hope not.
I don't know.
I too worked with a guy who got questionably defensive when the topic of homosexuality got brought up in any way, shape, or form.
Really?
So there was a time, there was me and two guys, and we were friendly, but we were, I was telling this, and I feel like I've told it on air before, the story about how when I worked at Walmart, and technically one of my supervisors, he asked me out on a date.
Oh, no, you didn't tell me this.
Oh, you don't know this story?
No.
Okay. Well, now I have to tell a story, and I don't know if we have time for that. My supervisor, so it's Walmart, and he was an overnight supervisor. I was a cashier that frequently got stuck with the late shift, so I would be there till like 11 or midnight, and then the overnight cashier would come in and replace me. So me and this guy cross paths frequently, and we chit chat. It's what you do.
Yeah.
He was a nice enough guy. I didn't think anything of it, but it's super late, and before I head home, I remember there's some stuff I need to grab. So I'm doing my shopping, and he comes up. He's like, Jake, how's it going? I'm like, oh, hey, man, what's going on? And we chit chat, and he's like, oh, so I was thinking, maybe sometime, if you want to, I mean, we could go out and maybe get like a drink, or I could take you to dinner or something. We just hang out or something. I was like, oh, thanks, man. But like, you're making it sound like a date. Like, I'm not gay, right? And he gets this look on his face. And at first it's like confused. Then he got angry. And he goes, oh, okay, I see how it is. And I go, you see how what is? He's like, I've heard that before. Okay, you could have just said no. It's fine. I was like, wait, whoa. I'm not lying to you. I'm straight. Yeah, okay, it's fine. Uh-huh. I've heard it before. And I'm like, no, you haven't heard it before. I'm not feeding you. So now I'm getting mad because he's so convinced that I am in fact gay that I'm just feeding him a line. Like, oh no, I don't want to go out with this guy, so I'm just gonna pretend I'm straight. I'm like, I've been in here with my girlfriend, who was Anna at the time. I'm like, she's come in before. Who did you think that was? He got mad and stormed off. Okay. And so now I'm mad and I'm following because I'm like, no, he is going to acknowledge that I'm not lying to him. So apparently I just put off a vibe.
Well, when Mel Gibson's in the room, you do. Yes.
That is true, Mel. And so I'm telling the story at a different job. And so then it got on to, and then, one of the other guys, he was like, oh man, sometimes, he goes, honestly, sometimes I go to this bar and just like guys buy me drinks.
That's brilliant.
So then that between the three of us, because we're all very comfortable with who we are, it brought up a joking conversation about we should all go to this bar and see which one of us gets the most free drinks.
Heck yeah.
So enter friend number 4, who's not in this conversation. He overhears this conversation. And just you guys are talking about this. That's fucking disgusting. And he starts throwing out slurs and, I'd kick that F's ass and blah, blah. And we're going, dude,
Yeah.
whoa. A, you're not in this conversation. B, there is no reason to be acting like this. First of all, you're just mad that no one would hit on you. That's your first problem. Because I asked him, I was like, have you ever been hit on by another man? It's flattering. It's wildly flattering. Until you explain that you don't go that way, and then they call you a liar about it. Then it's less flattering. But as a guy, see, the women in the audience, they get this all the time. But for dudes, we don't get it as often. So when there's somebody that finds you attractive enough and enjoyable enough to be around that they take that leap to ask you out on a date or something, man, that's flattering.
Oh, absolutely.
You feel like $1 million after the fact. I don't care what the gender of the person asking me out is.
Yeah.
I felt great.
And I was like, maybe.
You know what? I think I might even go to the gym after that. Just, goddamn, I feel great. He just goes off on this whole thing. And so then, and again, this was not the first time. In any time, he would just fly off on these tangents, right? And so then we just very openly were like, oh, there he goes again, protesting too much.
Yeah.
Which was a combination of just to make him angrier, but also...
And that was the conversation I had with my friend after this whole show. I was like, dude, that's flattering as hell. Like,
it's super flattering.
What's the problem?
Yeah.
And then he just, it got to be too much. And I'm like, I don't want that around me.
No.
So, bye.
Hate and ignorance. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Why are we doing it? I don't understand.
And
why can't we just be happy?
And the way in this movie, they constantly kind of go back to that.
Now, luckily, Roger...
It's not bad. He doesn't
get offensively, but it's still, it's eye-rolling.
Yeah. He's balancing on that line. And it just doesn't need to be
So you're not watching going, oh, I can't, oh my goodness, pearl clutch. But you are just going, oh, eye roll.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We're doing this joke.
Some pretty bad jokes in this movie.
Yeah. Speaking of eye-rolling jokes, so Riggs and Murtaugh with Butters decide to pay a visit to Uncle Benny at his restaurant, where we get, I have here, casual racism.
Oh, when they go into the restaurant and basically rough up the place, and
they're acting like crooked cops.
They are. That's what I thought.
Like it's like, oh, hey, no, we're on the take from the Irish mafia.
Yeah.
And they want us to go rough up the joint that's used as a front for the triads. Like,
absolutely.
They're acting like crooked cops.
Yeah.
But they make a lot of... I don't know if they were more distasteful or more just lame. I don't know if I should be offended as a member of the human race or offended as somebody in the entertainment circles.
Both.
Because I'm like, these aren't funny.
No, they're not funny. They're not.
If you're gonna be edgy, be funny.
I agree. Do we get Leo and Butters meeting before this? When they pull up, Leo pulls up.
It was either before or after, but I think it was before. We get the first interaction of Chris Rock as Detective Butters and Joe Pesci as Leo Getz.
You know what I kept thinking through both of these two interacting?
If the Lord were to take me now, I wouldn't be mad.
It was like, the dueling banjos.
Yeah.
This is the dueling chalkboard scratch. I'm like, when Butters talks, I'm like, oh.
They argue that each one got higher pitched each time, and I'm just like, what is happening? Oh. Hey, I didn't call you any name. Fuck you, fuckface. And he's like, oh, just because I'm in the back of a cop car, you see a black man in a cop car, you think I'm under arrest. You see this suit, motherfucker. And I'm just going, oh my God.
Yeah, it got to be a lot in a short amount of time.
It got too much really, really fast. like really fast.
It's like when you're putting salt on your dinner and the lid falls off. It's like, oh man,
ruined. Now I can hear it in my head and I'm pissed about it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dick.
Whatever.
Hand.
Talk to the hand.
We learn after Riggs and Murtaugh leave.
Oh, is this when we get the chase?
Yes. They bump into the guy that beat up Riggs on the ship.
That's right. Okay. I was concerned how we have this chase because you have Riggs going after that guy.
Yeah.
And then another guy sees these two cops or whatever.
With
and
guns drawn.
Yeah, and takes
he
off
starts
running. So Butters goes after him.
And Murtaugh.
And Murtaugh, kind of.
And then the joke that Murtaugh's too old and slow to keep up with the chase, so he buys some guy's bike. But then every scene you see him, if he were to be going any slower, the bike would tip over.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm watching this chase, and I'm bored. This chase is so boring.
It's cut up. It's there's too many jokes which is since Lethal Weapon 3, that's honestly Lethal Weapon's biggest problem.
I agree.
Is they're trying to interject too much humor in all the wrong moments.
Absolutely.
But no, this chase scene is not great.
Okay.
But I did appreciate again the end of it. The bad guy jumps from one rooftop to another. Riggs goes to do the same thing, and his jump falls short, and now he's precariously dangling off of like a gargoyle or some decorative corner piece.
Yeah.
And they have to get a convenient dumpster that only has cardboard and soft styrofoam packing peanuts.
Well, yeah.
And he falls into that. But I just appreciate this ongoing idea. Riggs is getting old. Like when we see Riggs in the boxing ring in the precinct, and he's sparring with one of the rookies. And the rookie is just mopping the floor with Riggs. And Riggs pretends his shoulder goes out of socket and,
Yeah, so we can get out of there.
Yeah. And he's like, that kid was killing me. And Murtaugh's like, well, welcome. You're of a certain age. Yeah. I actually liked this.
I like that too. And I thought we were going to go down that road too.
We'll get final thoughts, especially we'll get there, but we do a little
bit. Yeah.
But we get the chase, and the guy they catch is just a waiter who got scared and whatever. Yeah. However, the bad guy, the captain of the boat, he does get caught.
Yes, he does.
Not by a cop.
No, he does not.
He gets kicked in the face by Jet Li. And then they have a short but cool fight.
This little fight was cooler than the entire chase.
Well, because Jet Li can do cool things.
Yes.
And he kicks this guy's ass. And when we first met Jet Li's character, he's got like prayer beads.
Yes.
I'm not trying to offend. I don't know what they're called, but they're like prayer beads. And he's always counting them, He's counting his beads. They're just in his hand. So he beats this guy up. And I appreciate the guy tries to fight back. He doesn't just take it like a schmuck. But he's just so outclassed, it doesn't matter. So then with the guy beaten down, Jet Li brings his beads out and pulls a string, and it's garrote wire. And he just strangles the guy to death for failing too many times and being a loose end. And I just went, well, this is cool.
Yeah, I like this.
Well, we'll talk about it, but I'm liking this bad guy.
I am too.
Like, give Mr. Joshua a run for his money, bad guy.
Absolutely.
Oh, God. We're back at the office. They're talking to Leo. Butters comes in. And Butters starts complaining about his cell phone. To which Leo overhears. And now we get the obligatory rant that Leo always does in the movies. And
they fuck you with the cell phones. I don't even talk to my mom for 3 hours, but somebody talked to somebody in Afghanistan. Oh. And then I have not watched.
Quick, Eddie's coming. That's what this made me do.
Oh, absolutely. I was like, you know what? I could either listen to this or I could go do dishes. I'm going to go do dishes. But I haven't watched hardly any Chris Rock stand up.
I've never seen any Chris
I don't
Rock stand-up.
I don't like Chris Rock. I don't think he's funny. What little bit of stand-up I have watched. But he does this stand-up. That joke about
it's a whole routine.
The big phone, you got to turn it all the way around. 1, 4, 5. I'm like, that is your stand-up.
Oh, I fucked it up. Hang up. 4, and he does it again. I'm going, oh my God, he's just hired to do stand-up routines. And it's awful.
It's awful.
Also, okay, let's be fair.
It's not the worst part of this.
Chris Rock's stand-up is terrible. Apparently. If this movie is any indication, his stand-up is terrible. Him doing his stand-up in this movie is terrible. I've never seen a comedian who is hired into a movie and they just do their stand-up. It's never good.
Oh, no, not at all.
Now, there are certain comedians who do well acting, but they're acting in a scene and with dialogue that makes sense to the film, not their shit.
Yes.
Nutty Professor, the first one.
Okay.
So Klump takes what's-her-face to a club.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it's Dave Chappelle. And Dave Chappelle plays a stand-up comedian. But he's not doing Dave Chappelle stand-up. He's doing really hokey, I'm going to make fun of the audience stand-up that makes sense for this character.
Yes.
That worked. And then when they go back as Buddy Love, and Buddy Love kicks his ass and dumps him into the piano. But again, Dave Chappelle isn't doing Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is doing this character. And it works.
I feel like it's just kind of lazy on the writer's part. Like, we'll just hire a comedian and we'll just leave section here in the ad lib. Yep, there we go. The scene's done. And no, you're right. It's never good.
It's never good. But when also the comedian and the routine is bad, it's all the worse.
way worse, yeah.
Like, who I actually like when I see him pop up and stuff is he's Chappelle's buddy, the angry red-haired guy, Bill Burr.
Oh, I love Bill Burr.
That's the thing. He shows up and stuff. I'm like, I love Bill Burr. You know what I've never seen Bill Burr do? Bill Burr stand-up. He acts. Whether he's in like one of the new Star Wars shows, or New Girl. He was
in Breaking Bad.
He shows up in all kinds of stuff, and he does a great job.
Have you ever watched his Netflix, the cartoon?
Oh, I didn't know he had a...
F is for Family.
I've heard of that.
That is really good. I haven't watched all of, if it's either the second or third season. I'm not 100% sure which one, but the first season is fantastic.
They fuck you with the cell phones. It's god awful. Can we move on? Actually, my notes. They fuck you with the cell phones, comma. Chris Rock plus Joe Pesci equals misery. As in, I'm in actual misery watching them on screen together.
Yeah.
So.
I'd rather have my ankle hobbled.
Yeah.
Like in Misery.
I'd rather be the victim of misery than watch this anymore.
I agree.
Honestly, if he had just thrown Kathy Bates a bone, if you know what I mean.
Hell yeah.
I feel like his problems would have been lessened. Am I wrong?
Movie over.
If he just right to Pound Town in Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny.
Never seen it.
Part of your rock and roll training regimen. You will do one cock push-up every day. The cock is a muscle, and yours must be strong. You never know when you're going to have to fuck your way out of a tight situation. Boom! He's right! Kyle Gass was right! Boom, would have solved misery in a heartbeat. Jet Li and company are at Murtaugh's house. They have taken the Chinese family that were staying with Murtaugh, because Murtaugh does something wildly illegal. And while all the Chinese immigrants were being taken, he found a family that was hiding, and instead of turning them in with the others, like he was supposed to, he brings them to his house for some reason.
Yeah, and he has this bonding moment
Yeah, with Hong.
with Hong.
So basically, they learn that these immigrants are essentially being brought over as slave labor, which Roger takes really personally. This is the movie where Roger takes everything really personally,
Yes, he does.
but he sees it as a way to help. I think he puts it, help his ancestors in a way that no one helped them.
Yeah, he says he sees himself as freeing slaves like no one did for his ancestors.
Yeah, that's it.
But didn't we free the slaves?
I mean, okay, wait, are we getting historical here?
Just
I mean, to answer your question, yes, that did eventually happen.
yeah.
But I don't have my history books with me, but I'm not so sure we weren't one of the last countries to do away with it.
I don't. That does not surprise me at all. But we did.
Yeah,
so
but
this line kind of.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that there were hundreds of years of slavery.
No, I agree. I mean, it's terrible, but
that these men and women and children were never freed like they should have been. Honestly, they shouldn't have needed to be freed, but that's a separate
100%.
issue. But we can blame the Dutch for that.
Yeah, but I don't know. The line, I was like, oh, okay.
I get it.
I see where he's going with it.
It's getting real personal.
Yeah.
But guns are drawn in the Murtaugh house because it's full of Jet Li and his goons, and the women are tied up. And this is where, so Murtaugh goes into the house, gun drawn, and he's got guns pointed at him, but they kind of sensed something was wrong. So Riggs went around to the back of the house. He's looking through the window, and he's got his laser sight. So now it looks like they got the drop on Murtaugh when the laser sight shows up on Jet Li's chest.
Yes.
And I do like how they're looking at him and he looks at Riggs and Riggs got the gun and he just
wipes his chest with it. Yeah.
And so then I like Riggs' response, moves it up to his forehead. I'm like, these are two badasses who are gonna go.
Yes, they are.
But eventually the fight does break out and Jet Li kicks their ass, honestly.
I love he does that little trick with the gun, disassembles the gun.
Very Jackie
smooth.
Chan.
Yeah.
And yeah, he disassembles Riggs' gun and then fist fight breaks out. And now Riggs and Murtaugh can handle the cronies.
Yes.
I mean, was it Austin Powers 2? Where it's like, look at you, you don't even have a name badge. You know who I am? Do you have any idea the number of nameless henchmen I've killed over the years? Just lay down. Right? They can handle the cronies. But then Jet Li owns their ass.
Yes, he does. And I like this.
And now they're all, so Riggs, Murtaugh, Lorna, Rianne, Trish are all bound. And then the triads block all the exits and set the house on fire.
Yes, they do.
Now, the triads did not get every member of the Hong family.
Little Ping?
Little Ping was hiding and comes out with scissors and starts cutting everyone's ties, except he comes out with preschool safety scissors that don't cut paper, let alone duct tape.
This kid, he is such a cute little kid.
Ping's adorable.
Oh my God, he's so cute. But yeah.
I was about to say, if you're about to shit on Ping,
oh hell no, I'm
going to Jet Li your ass. We got a camera for it.
Let me get my prayer beats.
I'm going to kick you in the throat.
Yeah, no. Ping saves the day.
Ping with his preschool scissors that
Hell
definitely wouldn't cut that tape.
Yes, he does.
All right. So Riggs and Murtaugh get a car, and then we get the highway chase that leads to the highway fight.
I enjoyed this.
This was a cool fight. Not that the fight itself was anything to write home about. It was a by the numbers fight scene, but it was the environment the fight is taking place in.
Even though Lethal Weapon has fought so many times in homes that are being developed.
Yes, you're not wrong.
That's what when I said earlier about this feels like a bunch of ideas that they had from different films that they didn't do and they just cobble it all together.
Yeah.
This is one of the moments. And then we were talking about Riggs being too old.
Yeah.
So there's this moment where Riggs gets into the house from the car, but then the triad guys are driving alongside the car or this rolling house. For one, they're way too damn close to it, but Riggs opens the door and punches through the window.
Yeah.
And drags that guy out.
Is that this fight?
Yeah, he drags the guy out of that car and pulls him into the home to fight.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But we just previously saw that Riggs was having a problem taking out a young kid, but he still has the strength to punch through a window and yank a guy
Bill Goldberg
out of a car.
Bill Goldberg. You kicked me in the head.
But you're right. I like the fight. I liked the location. And then when they push him through the tarp and the table and
so let's hold on. We've been talking about the location. We haven't actually said what the location is.
Oh, hey, the location.
So it's a double wide trailer, but only half of it
right
on a flatbed moving truck. So what you have is half of a trailer with that big industrial plastic taped to the open side.
Yes.
So what we get is a fight scene where you can see them through the tarp fighting throughout this trailer. Then with the constant threat of, because they keep throwing each other into the plastic wrap, with the constant threat being that's going to give and someone's going to eat pavement and it's going to be really bad.
Yeah, this is really cool.
So cool location. This. Also, they play into Riggs being older again, because remember, Riggs tries to pull himself through the window of the trailer, but it takes him a few tries because he doesn't.
Yeah,
he can't quite get up there like he used to.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, he can't pull himself up into the window, but he can pull this guy out of the car.
Yes.
Just didn't make sense.
It's inconsistent.
Very much.
Yes. But this is a cool fight scene that leads to a overblown table surfing moment.
No, this was so cool.
It was cool for 30 seconds, not 3.5 minutes.
I would rather watch 2 more minutes of this than 1 minute of them jumping into that office building.
Yeah, they're captains, though. They're not causing damage anymore.
Yeah.
Anywho.
So, yeah, they're doing the table surfing. Riggs gets back in the car, and they're still chasing the one guy. And they hit a ramp. They kind of go off the road a little bit, and they hit a ramp and go into this office.
And then drive through the entire office.
And jump out back onto the highway.
Yes.
So, the road, they just built this highway around the office building?
Well, they had to, because on the other side were all those chemicals of explosives, and on the other side of that was a train track.
Yes.
Obviously.
But I did like the fact that once they jump back onto the highway, all 4 tires blow out.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
See, what you don't know is that building was owned by one Carl Fredrickson. And when the developers wanted to make the highway, he refused to sell. So they had to build around it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Going back to the Pixar. I love it.
Is Ellie the best Disney Pixar princess?
Ooh. That's a good question.
What's your good answer?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I don't know. Honestly, I'd have to think about that.
And to those out there who say, but she's not a princess, you can fight me and Carl. Because that woman was a princess. She was a saint. And you can go fuck yourself. Technical difficulties as I rant about. We learn.
Are you going to the dentist?
I'm hoping to skip the dentist.
No.
They decide they need to talk to Uncle Benny again and learn that Uncle Benny is in the middle of a dental procedure. So, like crooked cops, they con their way into the dentist office and then torture him with nitrous oxide.
I hated this.
To which Chris Rock's character Butters leaves the gas on. So now the gas is flooding the room. So now they all get high. And now they're all laughing hysterically no, Tevis, you don't get it. The nitrous oxide has filled the room. No, you don't get it. Everything's funny because they're high on nitrous.
The forced fake laughing.
It looked like it hurt them.
It was awful. I don't like
dickhead.
Yeah, exactly. Liar, liar. I was thinking the same thing. But that one just kind of like, oh, that's not good. This goes on
way too long.
And I got to the point where I was cringing.
Now, what did you think about this exposition dump moment?
Terrible.
Because they get not information out of Uncle Benny, but then it comes out that Butters is Rianne's baby daddy, and then we learn that they're not just baby daddy. He and Rianne eloped, and they're married.
Yeah, because Riggs says, how about your son-in-law or something like that, and they're laughing back and forth, and then Chris Rock he makes it so much worse. She's what does he say? God, I can't remember.
Your baby's having my baby. Oh. I gave your baby this.
Oh.
And I'm just going, what are we doing? This is so awful.
It's awful. Yeah, your baby's having my baby. I'm like, oh God, please
I just kind of hope they would all go to sleep.
Me too.
Not wake up.
Me too.
With the information they kind of got from Uncle Benny, they learn that the triads are counterfeiting Chinese money to bribe a corrupt Chinese general who broke the founding fathers, which are the four heads of the triads, out of jail. So Jet Li is going to use counterfeit money to bribe the general to buy the founding fathers back. One of the founding fathers being Jet Li's brother.
Yes.
You're saying like you're confused.
No.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
Thank you.
I honestly forgot about this.
Yeah.
Because I think I had a mini stroke during the dentist scene.
During the dental scene?
And I'm not even kidding. Like, I legitimately have a hard time remembering anything after that scene. I think that scene like just turned my brain off.
Yeah.
Because I don't. Go ahead. Go ahead
with what?
Where we're at.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Is it racist also that Riggs and Murtaugh are working with like organized crime, the unit, to get information on the triads and try to figure this out? But the one guy who seems to have all the information and have all the answers is also of Chinese heritage.
You mean the smartest guy in the precinct?
Yes.
Yes.
So they need a Chinese guy to get information about Chinese guys about the Chinese mafia.
Yeah, well, they all know each other.
Family reunion.
Yeah.
Is that racial?
Yes.
Is this racist?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
It's casually racist, like everything else has been in this movie.
It's
casually racist?
Just a little casual.
So
just cash.
So with the information in hand, okay. How did they know where the meetup would be? I think the Chinese organized crime officer was like, I know exactly where they're going to be. Follow me. Star wipe. And now we're at the meetup.
Oh, is this where they just casually pull up?
You have corrupt military officials and soldiers and triad members doing a very tense hostage exchange, right? Or buying hostages with counterfeit money, but not everyone knows it's counterfeit. It's a whole thing. So Riggs and Murtaugh just drive through the building.
Yeah, with their siren on.
And then park in the middle of them. And they weren't immediately blown to pieces.
Yeah, and nobody panics and
Nope,
runs away.
No one pulls a gun. And they explain to the Chinese general that all the money they got is counterfeit and it's all nonsense. Then the Chinese general pulls a gun and shoots one of the triads. To Riggs casually quips, "Here we go." And now we're in full shootout mode.
Okay, it's coming back to me.
But it was a star wipe scenario that got us here. Am I crazy?
No, it was awful.
It was star wipe. It was 10-1. I know who they're meeting, and 20-1. Oh my God, I'm remembering.
Yeah, no, it was.
I'm like Rain Man, and all the numbers are just flying at my face.
It was stupid.
Star wipe. So now we're in full shootout. It is what it is. In the process, essentially everyone dies except any of the cops, although Butters does take a bullet for Murtaugh.
See, I don't remember any of that.
He lives, though, unfortunately. I don't think any of the cops die.
Probably
but
not.
all the military officials die, all the triads die, the founding fathers die, except Jet Li. So then Jet Li holds his dying brother in his arms. Brother dies, and the whole time Riggs and Murtaugh are standing there watching them have a tragic moment and are quipping over it, and they're like, "Man, we should just shoot him, or like get someone to help us arrest him. Like we can't do this." And then like they know the boss fight's coming, like Deadpool almost. And then the boss fight comes, and they're like, "Shit, here we go."
Yeah, it's like they're trying to talk each other out of, or Murtaugh is trying to talk Riggs out of it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Man, he's not worth it,
We're too old for this."
And Riggs is like, "Well, yeah, somebody will get him down the road, and yeah, we'll get him eventually, and blah, blah, blah." And then that's when Riggs is like, "How did he do that gun trick?
How did he take my gun apart?
How did he take my gun apart? Let's go ask him."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay, let's go ask him."
Then we get technically it's a fight scene. But if we're honest, Riggs versus Murtaugh, or Riggs versus Mr. Joshua was a fight scene. This was Jet Li kicking their ass.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Although I did really like, so Jet Li's just pounding them both into the pavement. He's got Riggs, and he's choking Riggs out. He did the throat grab, and it looked really cool. So Murtaugh
Everything he
grabs
does looks good.
a piece of wrought iron and charges him like a spear, and it fully impales Jet Li's character with it, and it comes out both sides, which gives Riggs the upper hand. So then Riggs, being bigger, uses his size advantage, grabs
that was cool,
both ends of the bar and starts wrenching it.
Yeah.
And I'm just going, "Oh my God." And then the scene of Riggs lifting him up into the air by the bar through his body, I went, "That's hardcore." That was awesome.
We needed more of that.
Then they fall into the water, and Jet Li gets killed.
Yeah, there was a machine gun.
Oh, that's right.
And
he's drowning Riggs. Riggs sees an AK in this water, and he pulls it. Not only A, is it there, B, it's loaded, but C, it still works just fine.
So, like I said, I don't really remember a whole lot of the shootout. Did they ever show how that gun got there?
To the best of my knowledge, no.
Okay. Because when
Ex Machina gun.
It just like appears like in a video game.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it was. The quest item was there.
That's what I thought, but I couldn't be sure.
So then Riggs kills him. He's trying to climb back up, but like the cement slab gives way, takes him back in the water. He's drowning. Murtaugh saves him.
Yeah, Murtaugh's still up top on the dock, and he's like, "I hear you, Riggs.
Yeah.
I hear you."
Riggs saves Murtaugh.
Murtaugh saves Riggs.
Whatever. Now it's baby time. Whatever.
Oh, you can't just gloss over.
Yes, I can.
The heartfelt monologue that Leo gives.
We're not there yet.
Riggs.
We're at baby time.
Yeah, this is before baby time.
It is?
Yes, because Riggs's beeper goes off, remember?
Oh, you're right. I liked the sentiment. The story is idiotic.
What? His pet frog?
So
named Froggy?
been going on throughout the movie that Riggs and Lorna have been talking about maybe not getting married. Riggs decides he wants to do it, but he's at his wife's grave, essentially asking permission.
Correct.
Leo's been tailing him, and Leo tells a story about how he wasn't very popular growing up, didn't have any friends. His best friend was a pet frog. And how one day they did everything together, but one day while riding his bike, the frog jumped out of the basket and Leo accidentally ran it over and killed the frog, and he was devastated, apparently for decades.
Apparently he still remembers it.
Well, you'd remember something like that. That would be fairly traumatic.
Sure.
But he's like crying, telling this story of when he was a lad and he ran over his pet frog. And how he's never had friends like Froggy since then, until Riggs and Murtaugh. And then Riggs is like, we're terrible to you. And he's like, you're not better friends than Froggy, you're just different. But that doesn't change the fact that you guys are my best friends. Like, it's okay to move on. It doesn't diminish what you had before. It's not a better or worse. It's a different. It's a lateral move.
Yes.
And so Riggs gets the beeper page. They go to the hospital. It's baby time. They can't find anyone to do a down and dirty officiating. So Leo finds a rabbi. So they have a briefly Jewish ceremony, which actually, given the conversation we've just had, is terribly ironic.
Yeah.
Damn, that's terribly ironic, honestly.
Riggs is about to say I do, but then he looks over at the rabbi and is like, are you a fucking Jew?
Oh my God. I didn't even think about this until just now. And he's coming.
Oh, it's Andy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Moving on, surprise Bill Henderson.
The captain.
No.
Who's Bill Henderson?
Who's Bill Henderson, he says, Sarah. Sarah, he's asking who Bill Henderson is.
I don't know who Bill Henderson is.
Bill Henderson is the patient with the urine sample that Leo takes so they could break the glass. The old man who's yelling at Leo. Oh. What do you mean?
No, that whole thing with, you know how long it took me to fill that cup?
Oh, it's a terrible moment. I thought you were looking up Bill Henderson.
No.
What's wrong with Bill Henderson?
No, nothing. I don't know who Bill Henderson is.
This is his second movie on the show.
What?
He was in Clue. He was the cop that needs to use the phone and they club him in the back of the head.
Seriously?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, it's Bill Henderson.
Actor and jazz musician Bill Henderson deserves way more respect than you're putting on his name.
I just said, hey, it's Bill Henderson.
Douche.
So did this whole in thing...
Super cheesy and I hated it? I didn't hate it, but it was egregiously cheesy.
It felt like a sitcom.
Yes.
Okay.
Multiple parts in this movie felt like Murtaugh's whole gay subplot joke. Like,
yeah,
that felt late 80s, early 90s sitcom.
Absolutely.
Dan Connor would have acted the way Murtaugh did. But you know who wouldn't have acted that way? Danny Tanner.
Because he's not America's dad.
America's dad.
Fuck Danny Tanner.
Fuck you!
No!
Danny Tanner is America's dad
Dan
since
Connor.
Bill Cosby got outed for all that really horrible stuff he did.
So, did this start the Fast and Furious franchise?
What?
At the end, when they're all huddled together taking a picture?
We're family!
We're family!
No.
Oh.
This is still better than the Fast and the Furious.
Oh, I 100% agree.
All right. We're there. End of the movie.
End of the movie. It's over.
All right. Ratings. I'm just done with it. I'm done with it. IMDb gives Lethal Weapon 4 a 6.6. Rotten Tomatoes giving it a 52% for a grand total of 118.
There it is.
52 seems low, but 6.6 seems a little high.
Kind of like Uncle Benny at the dentist.
Can we do like a 58?
Can we do like a 48?
No. And I'll tell you why I can't do that. Ratings.
Your bias. Is it your bias? Is that why you can't do it?
Zip my pants up. My bias is hanging out. Sarah, don't look at my bias. Do you want Ebert or Variety?
Let's do Variety.
Variety, in the absence of logic, Lethal Weapon 4 powers along at a relentless pace with pristine production values. A common thread through the vast majority of the reviews I read, where everyone was like, this is not a good movie, but it's a well-made movie. Like cameras and lighting and sound.
It looks good.
Like it's a well-made movie, but it's not a good movie.
Nothing like a good looking piece of turd.
It looks good. You got the turd polish. It's that Shinola.
Yeah.
All right. Ebert. I felt like Lethal Weapon 4 was outtakes. Stuff they didn't use earlier. Pieced it together into a movie that doesn't really, in its heart, believe it is necessary. 2 stars. That's exactly what you said.
That's exactly what I said.
2 stars. Just as good as Die Hard. But that is exactly what you said. Your hate for Ebert is gone on long enough. You're slowly becoming Ebert.
God.
Oh.
I hate that.
You know, I could see where you would hate that. Awards time. Do you have any awards?
I do.
I also have some awards. First, I would like to give the Roger Murtaugh Award for being too old for this shit to me. Because by Lethal Weapon 4, I've learned I'm too old for this shit.
I have that award too. I gave it to this franchise.
This franchise is getting too old for... It's not that the franchise couldn't work. It's that it's too old for this same hokey bleh.
Jokes and... yeah.
I'm waiting for... The next one, Riggs is going to have the flipping dicky.
Oh, yeah.
You know, hey, he's going to pull the little string. Whoa! I have the McCready Award for worst hat.
Oh, what?
To Leo Getz's terrible hat.
I knew you were going to
His private investigator hat. I went, oh my God, I haven't given this award out in so long. Look how awful that hat is.
I have the Halle Berry Award for worst line. Anything Riggs jokes about.
You couldn't narrow it down.
No, they're all...
No, wait a minute. No. In a movie that has Lieutenant Butters and Leo Getz, I promise you, Riggs does not have the worst line in this movie.
What's the thing? Is it Deuce Ventura, pet detective? He calls somebody.
He calls Leo, Deuce Ventura, pet defective.
Yeah, and
all right, that might be the worst single line. Okay,
there you go.
All right, you got me. Right in my bias. Right in my bias. The Morpheus Award.
Oh,
I had a runner-up.
Okay.
I want to talk about the runner-up. Let's be real. I had it in my notes and I had to cross it out. The Morpheus Award for Best Dressed, I had originally slotted for Riggs. That leather racer jacket was hot fire.
It looks cool.
I was digging that a lot. However, he didn't win it. Because Jet Li shows up in not one, but 2 Chinese-style suits that look incredible. And I'm so jealous I'm too fat and white to pull them off.
Yeah, you'd look really awkward in that.
Is that cultural appropriation? It might be cultural appropriation, and then people would think I'm a racist. And I'm like, no, I'm not being a racist. I just love how the suit looks.
Yeah.
I'm like the white guy in college with the Rastafarian hat and the bongos. Yeah. I'm not being racist. I'm appreciating the culture, damn it. So, yeah, no, but those. So first he's got the black suit with the white shirt or whatever, and then he reverses it in the last. And I'm like, God, this looks so good.
Yeah.
So Morpheus goes to Jet Li, hands down.
The
Put your hand down.
Bryan Cranston Godzilla
For being
award.
completely wasted.
Yes. Jet Li.
Jet Li. He gets a little to do, and he does it really well. You're right. We could have done more with him.
Had more with him.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Anything else?
I don't have any more awards.
What is the best part of this movie for you?
Honestly, it's that whole house trailer scene and the drag behind the trailer on the table. I like that it's just a kick-ass looking stunt.
Yeah.
That they did.
For me, the best part of this movie is Jet Li.
I contemplated that.
You get it. Like,
Yeah.
That's not, especially for me, everyone knows I have a thing for bad guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait. Don't clip that. Don't clip that, Sarah. Put your phone away. I see you clipping.
To the editor of this podcast, mark that.
Everyone knows.
TikTok.
Everyone knows. Cuckoo. Everyone knows that I appreciate well done villains
That sounds better.
in movies. With my penis. No.
Your bias.
With my bias. I have a hard bias for bad guys. Got there. Thank you for saving that. That could have been
You're welcome.
really embarrassing for me.
Yeah,
He's so cool.
he is.
Unfortunately, how do I put this? I couldn't give him any of our bad guy awards. And here's why. He doesn't qualify for the Mr. Joshua Award because the Mr. Joshua Award is AKA the Silver Henchman. He's not a henchman. He's the main bad guy. But I couldn't give him the Golden Gruber for best bad guy in a movie because he didn't do enough
I agree.
to warrant the Golden Gruber.
That's why we needed more of him.
100%. But he's still the best part of this movie. Worst part.
That dentist scene.
I partially agree with you. I wrote down any scene with Leo and Butters. If they share a scene together, you're in for a bad time.
If any part of a movie completely wipes my memory of about what happens afterwards,
It's so bad.
because I don't remember Butters. You said he took a bullet for Murtaugh. I
Yeah.
don't remember that at all.
Yeah, he takes a bullet from Murtaugh.
Yeah, I shut down.
All right. Prop? What?
Leo's hat.
No! Shut up! You did not write Leo's.
Leo's hat.
Why is this horse shit? Get out of here!
I loved it. I thought it was.
I hate you.
I loved it.
I put the Garrote prayer beads.
That was one of them I was going to pick, but man, I got to go with something different. So I knew you were going to pick that.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. Final thoughts? Are we there?
Well, let's do it.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first? Voice.
Go ahead.
Let me give the explanation first. You know, sometimes I just lead right into is it or is it not. Let me long answer first. Lethal Weapon 4 is a bit of an antidote, for me at least, for Lethal Weapon 3. Better bad guy, mostly better writing, and actual character developing moments. Mostly for Riggs, but then again, Riggs needed it the most after the literal assassination the writers gave him in the third movie. But we're actually getting something with him finally being able to move on to the point of marrying another woman after Vicky, him coming to grips with he's not 25 and can just roundhouse kick people. he's not that badass special forces soldier from Nam anymore.
Yeah.
Murtaugh gets a part in this movie. They tried to do something with him, and I appreciate the effort. It didn't work, but you know what? They tried, which is more than they did in Lethal Weapon 3. So, honestly, Ebert gave Lethal Weapon 4 2 stars. He gave 3 stars. Lethal Weapon 2 got 3.5, and Lethal Weapon 1 got 4. This is wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Lethal Weapon 4 is better than Lethal Weapon 3 in just about every metric. They were trying to correct some of the mistakes from 3. They just were too wrapped up in how they like to do their movies with the jokes and the whatever to really fix it, but they were at least trying. And hands down, 4 is better than 3, and the stars are wrong. That being said, we're there. Is Lethal Weapon 4 worth the ticket price? No. Is this a bad movie? Kinda. Like, it's not good, but it's not bad. It's just that middle, like, it's a movie. But to me, because we talked about it fairly recently, I got kind of Iron Claw vibes.
Really?
It's well made. It's not a bad movie, but is it worth the ticket price? No. If you have never seen this movie, what do you gain by watching it? Nothing.
Small stroke.
Mini strokes. It's, even if you love Lethal Weapon, stop at 2 and be done. And if you love Lethal Weapon, go back and rewatch 1 and 2.
And pretend Riggs dies at the end of 2.
Well, I mean,
Because he does.
You don't have to pretend he dies. You can assume that they just go on and are happy together. But I can't do it. This movie is not... And again, I enjoyed this movie, mostly. There are parts I really didn't, but... Is it worth the ticket price? No. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mel.
All right, Lethal Weapon 4. This movie fucking sucked.
No, it didn't!
No, okay. Honestly, this movie felt more like an actual movie with a beginning and an end than Lethal Weapon 3 did. Lethal Weapon 3 felt like, hey, we're starting this really cool thing and it's building to something that's going to be meaningful. Never mind. We're going to build this certain little thing. It's going to be really, never mind. There were tiny moments of that in this for me, but as a whole, no. I still liked Riggs and Murtaugh's back and forth, even though there were a few jokes that I'm like, is that supposed to be funny? But as a whole, them two together, I still enjoyed. I hated the fact that we didn't get to spend time with Roger's family enough. Like, Trish got one line in this movie.
Well, we learned that she actually is the smut writer Ebony Clark, and that's where Roger's getting all of his extra money from.
Yeah, and that whole thing didn't work for me at all.
We get to see Riggs and Rianne kiss on the lips.
There we go. That's all I need. But this movie does something that really irritates the hell out of me, where they're like, okay, so we have another sequel, so we have to bring in another character.
Yeah.
And every single time, Leo does nothing in this movie.
He did nothing in the last movie.
Yeah, they just brought him back, threw him in. He's the joke machine. We don't need another joke machine. And that's all Butters felt like. And it was an annoying joke machine.
Which is also separate from Riggs and Murtaugh's constant
joke
absolutely. Machining.
And it got too much. And like I said, once you get to that part where I had the stroke and completely forgot what happens afterwards, no, this movie is not worth the ticket price. And I debated a lot about the order in which this franchise ranks for me. 2 and 1.
1, 4, 3.
I got to flip those last two.
No.
And that's the only reason is because
Butters.
Leo and Butters.
Yeah.
They and the dentist scene too. Those three things just kill it for me. As much as I like Jet Li in this movie, I would have loved to get rid of Butters, get rid of Leo, just have it be Riggs and Murtaugh. You know, maybe Leo shows up because he's the friend. He shows up at the beginning. He shows up at the end or whatever, just to bring him back for that minimal moment. But just have it be about these two guys going after Jet Li.
And especially with the character arc of Riggs coming to terms that Father Time is undefeated.
Absolutely.
So Riggs trying to keep up with this young badass and Jet Li's character.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
It would be great. But no, this franchise for me is 50%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
1 and 2, stop.
Yep. 1 and 2, stop.
So we need to hear it.
It is not worth the ticket price at all.
There it is. Unanimously not worth the ticket price. Lethal Weapon 4. Come on, Elizabeth.
I'm shocked.
Ugh, all right. I'm bummed out. Where's the hat? At least I don't have to talk about Butters and Getz anymore. Is it my turn or your turn?
You pulled this.
Oh, I did pull this.
Yeah.
It's your turn. Smells still slightly like loneliness and
No, that's just me.
cheap glue.
That's just me.
Not the convention you went to.
No, I sniff glue over my days off, so leave me alone.
It's prescribed for my anxiety.
I feel like, who is it? Lloyd Bridges from Airplane.
I picked a hell of a day to stop sniffing glue. It's a great line. Oh, he pulled Airplane.
Oh, no. It's Airplane. Oh, shit. I wish. I don't have a clue for this.
Okay.
I've never seen this.
So if you haven't seen it, I probably haven't. So new movie, that's cool.
It's a Netflix movie.
I'm worried. Last time we did next Netflix movie, neither one of us had seen it, was Under Paris.
Oh, you're right. Nope.
Airplane.
No, it's Leave the World Behind.
What the hell is that?
It's a Netflix movie. I think Ethan Hawke.
I like that.
So I don't know.
Did you put that in?
Apparently.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Cool.
We'll find out.
Leave the World Behind?
Leave the World Behind.
You know what? I'm always down to watch a movie I've never seen before. I love Ethan Hawke.
Me too.
If he's in it, which he's looking it up because he might not be. While he looks that up. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in.
This might be a like end of the world porn.
I'm okay with that. Huh? Okay. Can I continue, please?
Yes.
And
Ethan. Oh, wait. It's got Julia Roberts.
I thought she retired.
Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali. Love it already.
Wait.
Ethan Hawke.
That's our top 3 billing?
And Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon.
I'm not a big
I love Kevin Bacon.
You would.
Trimmers.
That is a cult classic for a reason. You know what? If those are our top 4, though, I'm kind of in. I like that.
I'm not mad at that. So
all right. Can I go now, please?
Yes, go ahead. I don't know what's taking you so damn long.
Thank you all so much for watching or listening.
This is a 2023 movie. Oh, sorry. We just don't do very many new movies. I just thought I would throw that out there too.
We just did a movie from 98, and that was like yesterday. Okay.
Will you finish the...
I swear to God, I will garrote you with my prayer beads.
I don't know what's the holdup here.
There's a reason I got kicked out of Catholicism. They told me I had to find a new god. Because they couldn't handle my Guatemalaness.
my natural heat.
I am Jake. That is Tevis.
Like Guatemala.
We are Ticket Price. This was Lethal Weapon 4, unanimously not worth the ticket price. Tune in next week as we talk about... I forgot what it was called.
Leave the world behind.
Leave the World Behind with a bunch of really good actors, actually.
Hell yes.
I'm excited for it. Okay. Now I have to do the shilling. Below the description of this video, you will find 2 links. One will lead you to a bingo board selection. I hope you picked one out and played along with us, and let us know in the comments if you got bingo. There's also another link that will take you to a merch store so you can get all of your hot off the presses Ticket Price merch. And don't worry, we've got lots of new designs and ideas in the works, so stay tuned for that. We do have a Patreon. $3 a month subscription. We are coming out with lots of new Patreon content, including, although our first episode is on the YouTube channel, Ticket Price is running from Monsters, as well as we are finally pulling the trigger on how we would do it, where Tevis and I look at a particular movie or movie series and come up with kind of a broad strokes concept of how we would tackle that project and try to make it better. So stay tuned for that. Am I forgetting anything? Like, follow, subscribe, share with your friends, notification bell, blah, 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 blah.
There you go.
Are we there?
You were there.
All right. Now the part I actually like. The most
end?
important part. Well, there's going to be an end of you. Shut
Put
up.
those prayer beads down.
Shut up. Shut up.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you all so much. And please remember to be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and good night. But you can be fucking dicks to this man right here. You can spit on him down the street as he walks by. Throw garbage at him.